Hello and welcome everyone to round number 3 for Zenith Online Racing Tier 2, the Thursday Night League. Can't wait to get into this one from the Baku City Circuit for round number 3. It's going to be a chaotic one, but hopefully these drivers can keep it to the end for all 26 laps. And once again, super excited to get in this one, and it's round number 3. So let's see what those 3 drivers, Scavney, Zag, and Sam M, can all do at the front. And possibly we could have a big jump in some championship positions, but it's going to be me, QVR Packer, and alongside me tonight, once again, after a break from last week, it's going to be Camden Luca. How's it going, Camden?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I think I've mentioned in almost every stream that I've done right at the beginning that I'm very excited to get into this one. But this one, even more, because it's been, I think you said 159 days since the first time we commentated together at this circuit in September last year. So yeah, once again, can't wait to get into this one and coming back to where it all began.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be a good race. And you mentioned before the 3 drivers that have been really good so far this season, Zag, Scavney, and Sam. We'll see what they can do, but obviously Azerbaijan can be a crazy track. This could be an opportunity for somebody who hasn't started great, lower in the standings, to possibly get a win.
Yeah, most definitely. Mentioning that, going towards the standings. Right now it's Sam M and Zag separated by 1 point at the top of the standings. And then I think both of them have a win and both of them have a third place. But Sam taking that fastest lap in USA, so he will lead the championship by that 1 extra point. Scavney following them in behind on 36 points. He's finished second in the first 2 races of the season. Barkschool has actually had a really good start to the season. He's on 24 points in the Renault. GP Colin following his Ferrari teammate in 5th place on 16 points. And just getting over to Barkschool, as I mentioned, he's going to be the first driver out on track. Wolfsburg, who's actually had a really solid start to his season as well. He's in 6th on 10 points, tied with Bobby Tava. RC, Monkey Mafia, Terminal Deity will round up the top 10. RC being on 9 points, the latter 2 on 8 points, tied for P number 9. Soyloco, Lit Romney, and Soyloco and Lit Romney, the last 2 drivers to score points, 2 and 1 respectively. And then DJ Panda, Hightower, JC Blackley, Niebuhr, Tempura, Known Asylum, Mr. Baban, and Pace Dogs are yet to score points. Looking towards the constructors, Ferrari lead by 11 to McLaren on 45, and then separated, just 4 points back is Red Bull. Renault is on 34, followed by Haas, Alpha Tauri, Racing Point, Mercedes, and Alfa Romeo, and Williams have yet to score this season in Tier 2. So yeah, once again, getting really excited for this one and can't wait to get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And just for clarification, just in case if this happens, I have been sounding like a robot sometimes on stream lately. You can thank my lovely internet for that most likely, but things are good for now. Probably don't have to worry about that, but for whatever reason, if that happens, just don't be alarmed. It does look like Barkschool is about to begin his lap.
Yeah, let's get on board the Renault driver. Let's see how it can navigate these 20 corners. But right now, going into the first one, a little bit deep there, it looked from the Renault driver, but is able to get it slowed down in time to exit that first corner, breaking into turn 2, carrying a lot of speed at the apex, but just a little bit too much to where he has to slow down before he can get onto the power and down the second of 2 DRS straights here at the Baku City Circuit, breaking in turn 3 just before that 100-meter board, clipping that curb on the inside. You normally don't want to be doing that, but the Renault driver turning it a little bit early. Once again, something happened for him at turn 2 and turn 1. Yeah, he's lost his end plate there, so that lap time is not going to be that competitive. 36 flat for Barkschool. Next driver is going to be Niebuhr in the Williams, followed by the McLaren. I'm not exactly sure of few. It's either Scavney and RC coming through. What is that? 5 and 6 right there, using a lot of rotation on the steering wheel. RC is following him very, very close behind. Both these drivers are on laps, so they're gonna have to fight for track position. Yeah, you can see this just looking backwards off of Niebuhr's car. RC getting very, very close to the back of the Williams up through the castle section. Now through turn 12, the left-hander onto the back of these few kinks towards the end of this middle sector through 13, 14, and now 15, and then down towards turn number 16, where you can't jump over that curb. Niebuhr just taking a little bit of the curb, not going to jump over it too much. Very, very easy to get wing damage there on the exit. And now through turn, actually no, this is 16. I'm completely mistaken. Sorry about that, but yeah, through 17, 18, and 19. My track map is a little bit mixed up. I'm not using a laptop, I'm using my phone, so it's a little bit hard to see through 20 there. Just looking towards the back of Niebuhr's Williams, is going to look at RC, who will set a faster lap than him because he was behind him. Yeah, a big gap between those guys. Mr. Baban obviously setting a faster lap time because RC was just a little bit blocked through that castle section, so he had to slow down a bit. But Scavney goes on a provisional pole right now by a tenth and a half to Mr. Baban.
Yeah, and speaking of the castle section, that's going to be a really tricky part of this racetrack. I think we will probably see at least one DNF through there tonight. It's very easy to screw up. You have to be perfect through there, and yeah, RC, it's unfortunate he caught Niebuhr at a wrong time and was just kind of stuck behind him there that lap.
Yeah, he got stuck behind him through that castle section, through most of that middle sector and the final sector. Obviously, he got a great tow off the back of the Williams, but it wasn't enough to make up for the time that he lost through that middle sector. Going on board, that's Alfa Romeo, or Alpha Tower. I think that's Purple Squirrel coming in line to start a lap, followed by one of the Mercedes. I think it's going to be Hightower, the next driver, to come across the line. So let's get on board with him. 19.8 and through the middle sector and through this almost completely flat out final sector on the medians. It's a 44.4 for the Mercedes. Man, I know you can what's the word, defend the alternate strategy here. Medium soft strategy worked almost absolutely perfect for you on Monday night. I believe it was P12 to P2 for you. So maybe a few drivers looking to start on the mediums. There's 4 drivers inside the top 10 right now on that harder compound, but all the drivers outside the top 10, and it's very, very difficult to set a lap time here. So all the drivers outside the top 10 are possibly going to be going for that strategy as well.
Yeah, the reverse strategy can be very good here. You just have to get lucky with safety cars, because depending on when a safety car comes out, that could really screw up your strategy. So yeah, I mean, if you want to do the mediums and finish with the softs, I think that's a great strategy.
Yeah, most definitely. Just trying to find a driver that is on a lap right now. I think one of the... Well, DJ Panda just crossed the first sector split. He seemed to be up on his time, so looking to improve for him. Niebuhr just entered the pit line. Hightower going a little bit wide on him, but he's on an in lap. GP Colin, I think, has possibly just started a lap, or might be finishing this one in the Ferrari, opening up DRS before... well, we get towards that pitch, or the start-finish line. GP Colin goes up into 6, improves by 4.1 seconds. So yeah, he found a lot of time on that lap. Purple Squirrel going to be setting his first lap time of the session, and is not going to be invalid. 17 flat for him through the middle. What's the time at the line? It's a 41.6 for the Alpha Tower, so he's going to be up into P6. The Renault Bobby Tava coming across the line right now to set a to start a lap. So Loco is just going towards the castle section. Hightower decides to come into the pits after setting a 44.4. The racing point of Terminal Deity, followed by DJ Panda. Terminal Deity goes into 12th. DJ Panda, I think, might have just just finished a lap, but he's going to be staying in P7. So yeah, I think it's going to be Barksville, the next driver, to come across the line. And then there's a little bit of gap back to GP Colin.
Yeah, Barksville about to come to the line, and he's had a pretty solid start to the season. 2 fourth-place finishes, and he is 4th in the standings. So I said at the beginning of the season that Renault could be a sneaky contender with him and Bobby there, possibly for the constructors.
Oh yeah, most definitely, both of them. Barksville has had a really solid and consistent season. There's a Ferrari who's crashed. Or is that maybe an Alfa Romeo? Might be no, I think it's Lit Romney. Yeah, Lit Romney has gone off at turn 3. So unfortunate to see for him. But yeah, just trying to get on board with another driver. But yeah, as you mentioned, Renault could be a sneaky contender for the top spots in that constructor battle. Barksville with 2 fourth-place finishes, as you mentioned, and Bobby Tava is just struggling to keep the results in race. He's been struggling to keep that I don't want to say racecraft. He has the pace. Let's just say it this way. As he comes across the line to set a 39.9 and goes into P6. He has the pace to be up with the Zag, Scavney, and Sam M. But it's just about keeping it on the track and doing those lap times as well. Just trying to be that much more consistent. Trying to keep it on the track and do those lap times when you're actually on the track at the front of the field. He's going to have to try and find himself a way to accomplish that for this season number 5 for Tier 2. RC coming across the line to start a lap. Let's see what he can do when he isn't behind the Williams of Niebuhr. It'll be interesting to see what the McLaren driver can do. He did set that lap and put himself into P7. Barkle just replacing him there on a 40 flat for the Renault driver. So the Renault driver is looking very, very consistent right now, filling up P6 and P7. Rocco to cross the line. I think he's going to be starting the lap. So yeah. Just now we have a lot of drivers coming off of out laps and onto their second flying laps of the run or the session.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what RC can do. Like you said, he was held up there on his first lap, and his first lap was still pretty good. So I'm sure that he will improve on that as long as he doesn't invalidate. But yeah, putting up a 141.3 with those circumstances, not too bad. And he's been a pretty good qualifier before, so I wouldn't be surprised if he puts himself in the 139s right here.
Yeah, most definitely. He was up 3/10 in that first sector. Let's see what he can do through the middle sector right now. I think this is just coming through 14 and down towards turn 15. Not going to be using that curb on the inside. Braking a little bit early, but trying to get that turn and trying to maximize the exit now through turn 16. Once again, braking a little bit early, but hit that apex very, very nicely. Purple in the middle sector for me. It said it didn't exactly show how much he was up, but I'm sure it's going to be a good lap for the McLaren. He can probably put himself into the top 5 with this one, depending on how much time he was able to gain through turn 20 and opening up the DRS just now across the line and opening up that drag reduction system. Let's see what he can do across the line. Going to the right side, interestingly enough, and he improved by a second, but didn't improve by any places, which is interesting. So he's going to be staying himself in P8 for the time being on that 40.2. He does have one more run if he doesn't invalidate or hit a wall that he can improve on that lap time. Rocco, 21_94 across the line, 42.1 for the reserve driver. He's going to be putting himself in just inside that top 10s. I think Scavney's improved onto a 39.1, so he's only 700, exactly 700 off of Sam M. And just looking at the front of the field, we haven't seen many of these times, at least I haven't. But it's Sam M on pole right now. He just came off of a flying lap. He's in P1, 700s behind is Scavney. I think that's the Ferrari of Zai coming. No, it's his Ferrari teammate. Ooh, Rocco has just found himself in a wall on the exit of turn 3. That's not exactly where you are going to want to be. I think GP Collin just crossed the line, 42.5 for him, or actually he might be starting a lap. DJ Panda starting, let Romney, I think, is come into the pit lane. So yeah, Sam M is on provisional pole position, followed by Scavney. So Loco, once again, another great qualifying performance for him. Struggled in Hungary for race pace at the front, just making a few mistakes, but eventually found himself, I do believe, inside that top 10 just a week ago. RC coming through turn 19, he's on an in-lap. Just looking for the next driver. Scavney should be on an in-lap. Sam M following him is on an in-lap. So I think the next driver, it's not Monkey Mafia. Purple Squirrel's on an outlap. Everyone seems to be on an outlap except for DJ Panda. Let's get on board with the Alfa Romeo. As actually, has he just? No, I think he's hit someone else's on plate.
Yeah, so one thing though, with this track, you were mentioning Soy Loco just not getting the results. The thing with him is that he has the pace, and tracks like this can be very rewarding because this isn't typically a track where you get a lot of penalties, so this could be a place where his pace might get rewarded today.
Yeah, most definitely. But as we talked about with Bobby, you have to keep it out of the walls. DJ Panda not doing that there, or not doing that just there, just touching the wall on the outside. But improvement by 1.6 seconds through the first 2 sectors. So this could put him into the low 40s for the Alfa Romeo driver if he can find, I'm not exactly sure how he do it, 6/10 if he wants to do a flat and possibly put himself into that top 8 just in front of RC. Let's see what the Alfa Romeo driver can do. Now, across the line, P9 for him. He finds 2/10 in the final sector just through 16, I think that is, the first corner, the only braking zone in the final sector. So he finds himself a really good improvement there. Looking for other drivers on laps. GP Khan is on an in-lap. Wolfsburg is on a lap just coming through turn 2. Is Hightower. I think Hightower's just started one as well. In Lit Romney as well. So let's get on board with Wolfsburg. Let's see what he can do. Right now, I believe he's P6 in the standings, so he's having a pretty solid season so far.
First of all, DJ Panda has crashed. That was actually right in front of Wolfsburg, so he's out of the session. Janet, I agree, by the way, just agreeing with you. A lot of the times are so close, and especially at the front right now, it's just incredible how competitive this tier is this season. I'm sure that those times will get better. I don't know if anyone's going to get in the 138s. Packer, do you think that will happen this session?
Well, it's definitely possible. Obviously, Scavity and Sam are absolutely rapid for tier 2. 39.121 and a 39.191 for those 2 drivers respectively, and they do have that one more lap to improve on. It's Sam still in the pits, but Scavney has decided to leave the pits for an out lap. Just 2 minutes and 35 seconds left in the session. DJ Panda the only one, as well as Known Asylum, to have retired from this one. Wolfsburg, I think, is backed off of this one because he's already passed 1 minute 49 territory. So yeah, he's going to be not completing that lap. So I'm not exactly sure why I was on board with him, but we are not going to talk about it. Both racing points are on outlaps. Hightower trying to get a slipstream off the back. Oh, I think that's Terminal Deity, but his lap was invalid. Lit Romney going to be followed by an Alpha Tower. He goes into P15. Where does the Alpha Tower go? I think that was Purple Squirrel, who just finished one. He's going to be up into P number 13. Mr. Baban crossing the line to start one. That's the Renault in behind. I think that's going to be Bark Skull. Yes, it is Bark Skull. GP Khan letting drivers through. I think that might have been Soy Loco. He's going to be coming into the pits. So made a mistake on his lap, so he's not going to be able to improve in this session. GP Khan has run out of fuel, so he's going to be starting a maximum of P10. He's not going to be able to get around to start another lap. Both McLarens coming through the final sector now to start laps with about 1 minute and 20 seconds left to improve on their lap time. Bobby Tava has invalidated, and he's not going to be going for another one. So Bobby Tava, a maximum of 7th for the Renault drive. He's going to have to wait and see what the other drivers can do. Rocco going to be starting a lap just coming out of turn 16 there. Terminal Deity through the middle sector right now, but he's invalidated as well on his flying lap. I think that's going to be Monkey Mafia just starting one. Yeah, he has the ERS turned up for the time being. Just looking for a driver. I think the next driver is going to be Hightower, going a little bit wide at turn 16, but trying to get the best run possible. 1.9 seconds. He was up in those first 2 sectors, so that could possibly... Ooh, he's touched the wall there at 18, I do believe that is. Just on the inside, very, very easy to do when you're trying to get the most, or trying to take the straightest line, the most efficient line through that left-right chicane. Right now, Hightower, P17. Let's see how much time if he lost any. Yeah, he lost around half a second. So P15 for the Mercedes driver. That's going to be the absolute maximum. Unless he goes for another lap, I don't think he will be improving on that one. Mr. Baban, next driver to cross the line. He's invalidated, and he wasn't improving anyways. Yeah, he only found 100th in that final sector, and it wasn't enough. Bobby Tava has retired in the pit lane, but his Renault teammate is going to be the next one to cross the line. Actually, no, he goes into the pit lane. So Loco retires from 3rd place in the session. That's going to be in the pit lane. But now let's get on board with the 2 McLaren drive. It's going to be Scavney leading RC like it is right now in the qualifying standings. Scavney P2. He only has to find 807.071 of a second if he wants to find himself on provisional pole position, because Sam Mann has thrown in the towel. Scavney improves to pole position. Let's see what his McLaren teammate can do to respond to his, McLaren teammate. I don't think he's going to be... He wasn't improving across the middle sector, but he finds half a tenth. He's going to be going up into P8. Actually, no, staying at P8. He's been there most of the session, even with big improvements earlier on, still staying in that position. Rocco has backed off his lap because I think he has front wing damage. Yeah, he has massive amounts of front wing damage. Purple Squirrel getting out of the way of Monkey Mafia. Monkey Mafia was not up, 1.3 seconds down on his lap time. Terminal Deity, I think, is going to be the next driver to cross the line. He was 3.1 up, so this could have put him on a 41. 0.6, I do believe, just through the first two sectors. Let's see what he can do through the final sector. This could put him just outside the top 10, which would be perfect for strategy. Yeah, P11 by a tenth of a second in both directions, so that's going to be really good for him. I think Lit Romney's going to be coming into the pits. There's a Ferrari behind him. I think that's going to be Zag trying to get the best slipstream possible. He wasn't up on his time. Yeah, he's going to be just crossing the line. Mr. Babon, actually, with the solid qualifying performance, even though he did 2 laps on those tires, is going to be into P3, and I think that's going to be qualifying over. Hightower just has to come to the pit lane, but he has backed off, and I think he's run out of field. But so, Scavney, Sam M, the 2 drivers, they're both in the top 3, but they're going to have a decent advantage on Zyg, who's only starting 5th. I say only starting 5th, but around Azerbaijan, that could be absolutely crucial.
Yeah, it looks like we are just, starting how we finished last week with Scavney and Sam at the top of the board. And good for Mr. Baban to get P3. I'm looking at the standings. I can't believe that he hasn't scored a single point yet this season. He's definitely got the pace. I think things just have not worked out in the first 2 races, but he's in a good spot to get a good result here. He's starting up front. I do like Terminal Deity's position. I like Monkey Mafia's position. They are outside of the top 10. They can go on to fresh mediums. I like their position a lot right now.
Yeah, most definitely. I also have to mention Wolfsburg. He's had a pretty decent season up through the first 2 rounds of the season, so he could be a big contender as well. He's shown some pretty decent race pace in that gray and black Haas car. So let's see what he can do there from 13th. But it's going to be Scavney, the American, on pole position for Azerbaijan, followed by Sam M, Mr. Beban, Loco, Zach, and Barkschool sharing that 3rd row of the grid, followed by Bobby, RC, DJ Panda, and GP Colin, the top 10. So both Ferraris, Renaults, Red Bulls, McLarens inside the top 10. The 2 outliers are the Mercedes of Loco and the Alfa Romeo of DJ Panda. The rest of the grid is going to be Terminal Deity, Monkey Mafia, Wolfsburg, Purple Squirrel, Rocco, Lit Romney, Hightower, Niebuhr, Known Asylum. The rest of the grid, they're all going to be starting outside the top 10. That means they get free choice of tire, but Known Asylum, or the 2 Williams, 18th and 19th, not looking too good for Williams' chances of scoring points in that overall constructor standings.
Yeah, just like in Tier 1. So I'm looking back through the chat. Fuzz mentioned macaroni. Now, you know what's good is buffalo macaroni and cheese. That is really good. Hey, who knows? Maybe we'll have the Zenith Online Cooking Show. That could be something that we invest in. But looks like the timer is not started yet, which is good. You'll wait a couple minutes. Yeah.
You should have that 2-minute break unless a driver decides to ready up early. We do have 12 people watch. It says 19 people on my phone. I don't think that's exactly correct because it did say 12 on my screen for the stream. So yeah, once again, I'm not exactly sure if that's true. But Fuzz has said that if RC gets a podium, Fuzz said that he'll retire if RC gets a podium tonight. So RC, you know what to do. And you can take that in any way you would like. Just, you know what you need to do. So yeah, really excited to get into this one. I actually can't wait for this one. I know I say that a lot, but I actually can't wait for this one. It's Baku, it's Tier 2. There's going to be a lot of chaos and a lot of action, and that means content, which is always good.
Yeah, Baku, it's actually one of my personal favorite tracks to race at and to watch. Baku, lots of places for overtaking. It's fun to race on, too, except for Castle section. I think everything else is really, really fun. So, Packer, I think you know what time it is.
Oh. I was able to skip it like the last 2 weeks. That's just good for me. But.
Well, you escaped it last week. But you can't escape it this week. Don't worry. Next week, when you will be joined by somebody other than me, you will most likely escape the predictions. But it is predictions time, so I will go first. Now, I am going to make this pick because I would love to see a retired Fuzz. I'm going to say RC gets on the podium. I think he'll.
I think everyone wants that.
Well, you know what? I think he's going to make it happen. He could possibly, if the safety car comes out very early, he could take the mediums, then put on the softs. He could make something work. Who else? I'm going to go with Zyg, last week's winner. I think he will work his way up into the podium. And then Sam. Sam's been very quick. So yeah, that's my podium. Do you have a podium set?
Maybe. Not really. But I'll think about it when we're on this formation lap. Just thinking about getting those tires up on the screen for you. Interestingly enough, the two drivers who are starting the highest outside the top 10, Terminal Data Monkey Mafia, has decided to not go for the medium tires, which is interesting to me. They decided to go for the hards and the softs. So, in my opinion, and I know in your opinion, questionable strategy choices for them, but Wolfsburg, Purple, Squirrel, Rocco, and Lit Romney, all in our opinion, have taken the right strategy. Go on to the mediums, go to the softs at the end. Hightower and Niebuhr are following Terminal Deity for P17, P18, and the two Williams have split strategy, so Nona Sound will be going for the soft compound tires. So yeah, Scavney on pole position. I noticed while I was doing some standings from last season, I don't recall Scavney having a single pole position.
Wow.
Which is completely mind-boggling to me, considering he was second in the standings. So yeah, that was a bit crazy. So I think he's just picked up his first pole position since last season, or since probably season 3. I'm not exactly sure if he raced in season 3, but yeah, probably his first pole position in a while.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is, Packer, I don't think I got one last season either. So,
No,
hey,
you
I mean,
didn't.
Scabney and I, we have some things in common, you know? We don't start first. We finish second a lot, you know? But no, Scabney, he's a really solid driver, and he is always consistent. He very rarely DNFs. I don't know if we've seen him DNF in the broadcast.
Hold on,
So-
let me fact check this.
Yeah, you'll have the stats up.
Let me fact check this.
But no, I really like Scavney's position this season. I think you got guys like Sam who are really quick, but Scavney who can be consistent. He can definitely win the championship this season. And, you know, I don't want to put championship picks out there. It's way too early to say that. But if I were to pick somebody, I would pick Scavney for this championship this season.
Yeah, he's going to have a ton of tough competition in the form of Zyg and Simem, and maybe some few other contenders. It is only round 3, so it's very early on in the season. Those drivers can find themselves in that championship battle. Scavney only had one DNF last season, and that was in the Netherlands, so that was before we were commentating together for Tier 2. So technically, yes, you were correct. But if I do distinctly remember in Belgium with 2 or 3 laps to go, it was like rating just a little bit, and he ended up putting it in the wall just at the beginning of the third sector. That right-hander that goes like uphill towards Blanchimont. I remember him retiring there, and he ended up not scoring points. He finished P11, so he did do enough to finish in the race results. But right now, getting to those 5 red lights, my predictions, I really wanted to ignore them, but yeah, I'm gonna go for Sam Zyg RC for this one. But 5 red lights, and they're out. Very short hold for the drivers. It looked like a lot of wheel spin there for the Red Bull of Sam M. Scavney's going to be leading away into turn 1. Mr. Babon around the outside of a Mercedes there. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's Soy Loco who's going to be battling for that 3rd position down towards turn 2. I think he's going to have that, so he has jumped the Red Bull driver. There's a racing point off at the back of the field. I think that might just be Terminal Deity. Yeah, on the hard tires. He doesn't have any front wing damage, so that's going to be lucky for him for the time being. A lot of drivers trying to switch positions. Niebuhr and Wolfsburg going side by side, as well as the racing point of Rocco up the inside of Known Asylum. Doesn't look like any major contact so far throughout the field, which is good for these drivers. They're all ghosted on my screen, but on their screens, I think they'll be just fine. So just trying to flick through the field while on board with a few of these drivers. But right now, getting back towards the front, Scavney still leads from Sam M, Soy Loco, Mr. Baban, and Zyke has stayed in that 5th position.
Yeah, pretty clean start. Terminal Dady did spin out in turn 1. It looked like he lost traction. Pretty solid start. Not too much contact. I noticed in the back, Lit Romney, I believe, got into someone, but I don't see any wing damage, so maybe the other guys are ghosted as well. But yeah, pretty solid start from everybody.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of contact between the two Williams going into the castle section, but now trying to go side by side. Ooh, Niebuhr almost into the wall there. Those hard tires don't seem to be quite fired up just yet through turn 14. That was someone who lost a front wing. Was that Wolfsburg, or was that the Alfa Romeo in front of him? Who was it? There's a huge chunk of front wing damage, but I'm not exactly sure who it was from. I don't know who it was from. Oh, someone has spun off. I think that's, oh no, that's Known Asylum, who's had a little bit of a spin, it looks like. Just coming around. Yeah, he does have front wing damage, so that's going to be unfortunate for him. Rocco, oh, we have a 4-way battle here, though, for P12. Niebuhr out in the front of this. Wolfsburg just dropping back. I think that might have been his front wing, though. Because he's coming into the pits off those medium compound tires. Rocco up the inside of Niebuhr. Lit Romney trying to follow him through. The Williams is going to be on the outside for turn 2. Let's see what the Alfa Romeo can do into the braking zone for turn 2. They're still going to be side by side, each other giving the room to make it through the corner. The walls are very, very close here, so they have to give that respect, or both fall by the wayside if they do make contact and both possibly pick up wing damage. But yeah, Wolfsburg is going to be into the pit lane as the timings decide to stop working. But right now, actually, I think that's GP Colin and Monkey Mafia going side by side into 5 and 6, and I think GP Colin just has that one done.
Yeah, so we saw Wolfsburg come into the pits. Purple Squirrel also got damage, came into the pits, Known Asylum as well. So no VSCs or safety cars, but there has been a little bit of contact and damage so far in this race.
Yeah, for sure. We did have, I think that was 3 drivers who have come into the pit lane and fitted new front wing. So now the timing has decided to fix themselves. So GP, Colin, Monkey Mafia, DJ Panda all fighting for P9 right on track. The Williams and the Mercedes of Hightower and Niebuhr going side by side. Hightower having a big slide, as well as Terminal Dady trying to go around the outside of turn 15. I think Terminal Dady has gotten that one down done towards the braking zone. So Niebuhr starting to go down the field. I think, is that Rocco? I think Rocco's made a mistake out of turn 16. Yeah, he's completely missing his front wing. So there is going to be a virtual safety car. Is that Sam M who's decided to pit off the soft tires?
Yeah, that is Sam. I bet he's going on the hards.
Yeah, he's going to be going on the hards, it looks like, to the end. And he did pick up wing damage, so that might have been the wing damage that we saw earlier on in the race. So starting from second on the grid, he has wing damage and fitting a new front wing. I think that's, is that GP Colin who's coming to the pits as well? Yeah, that is GP Colin. He's getting himself a new front nose cone. So right now, under the virtual safety car condition, Scavney leads us from Soy Loco. Mr. Baboon, Zyg, Barsko, Bobby, RC, Monkey Mafia, Lit Romney, and Hightower. Hightower going to be the leading hard runner right now. Lit Romney, the only driver who started on the mediums to still be out on those mediums. So if he can get onto the back of the train in front of him, he could actually have a very good position in this race once we get towards the end of it. But just looking towards the battle for what is P10, Terminal Dady 9 tenths back, Niebuhr 8 tenths back. That battle is going to be very interesting. But once again, those drivers are going to be who picked up front wing damage early on. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do once they get those tire temperatures fired back up. But DJ Panda right now, through turns 5 and 6, trying to go around the outside of GP Colin. The Ferrari will squeeze him to the inside of turn 6. He's not going to be able to get that move done. Niebuhr's had a spin and possibly contact with Sam. I don't think so, though. So Sam getting in position. Niebuhr having a spin, though. So he's going to be dropping down the field and picking up wing damage. So unfortunate for the Williams driver there.
And DRS is active. It does look like Soy Loco is within range. Mr. Baban is in range of Soy Loco, so this could be where overtaking happens. And you got to really make sure that you have enough ERS too. It does look like Soy Loco has used a lot of his ERS so far.
Yeah, Scabney doing his trademark thing, though, underfilling the car for this race. Bobby has decided to come into the pit lane for front wing and for hard compound tires, so he has hit the wall somewhere. throughout the last lap, but it's Scavney leading from Soiloko, Mr. Baban, Zag, Barkskull, and RC, and then Monkey Mafia just barely off the back of those two trains. Lit Romney trying to find his way up the field once those soft tires will begin to die off, but Hightower leading the train between himself and Hightower after a knee burst spin. I think the racing point is going to be going to the inside. He's down to 50% ERS before the braking zone of turn 3, but he's going to be in front of the Mercedes and up a position. Let's see what he can do on those hard tires. He's the first one to have started on the hard tires, and now he's going to be up into P9 after a few drivers have made their first pit stop, either for damage or just for fresh tires in general. Soiloko seeming to struggle, though. He does have 55% ERS before he used it there out of turn 12. He did have enough to possibly get back within DRS range, but he made a little bit of a mistake in turn 11. That's the top of the castle section. Very easy for your car to go light over the hill and have a little bit of a slide on those soft tires, especially since they're going to be dying off very, very soon. But I don't think he's going to be within DRS range because Scavney, who's been saving his ERS up for a rainy day, and this is most definitely a rainy day. He's using that ERS trying to keep Soiloko out, but Soiloko uses his ERS as well. I think he's just barely going to be within DRS range. Mr. Baban did not have to use as much as the Mercedes driver did in front of him to stay within DRS range, but now because of the mistake from Soiloko, Zag, Barkskull, and RC are all going to be within DRS range. Barkskull looking to the inside of Zag. He's not going to be close enough down into down towards turn 1. So right now, after Soiloko's mistake, we now have a train for the top 6.
Yeah, it's incredible how close the top 6 is right now, especially 3 through 6, as RC got a little bit loose there. He's at the back of that train. Soiloko still being able to stick with Scavney and stay within that DRS range. There was a point coming out of one of the final corners where he was over a second back, so it's good to see him still within range of Scavney.
Yeah, most definitely. GP Colin getting onto the back of DJ Panda. They've been scrapping it out for a few laps. Oh, Mr. Baban spun! I don't know if that's contact with another driver. It looks a little bit of an interesting place, but the Red Bull driver has been spun around either through his own mistakes or through contact with another driver. So he's going to be dropping down the positions. He's for sure should be coming into the pit list lap, but he unfortunately not picking up damage as Barkskull just did through the gasless section. That's very, very easy to do. He's going to be one of the first drivers to pick up that damage, and one of the first drivers in that was top 6, now top 5, is now going to be the top 4 because Barkskull will have to pit, but RC is going to be one of the drivers who's not going to be benefiting from this. He's going to be losing quite a lot because he has Barkskull in front of him. He has DRS off of Barkskull for the time being, but he's going to be losing time stuck behind the Renault unless they both decide to pit, because RC has been struggling on those tires. It's going to be interesting as those pit windows are going to be starting to open for most of these drivers. Barkskull going very, very slow through 18 and 19.
Yeah, this is where strategy gets interesting. You have guys like Lit Romney on the mediums, Terminal on the hards, and you have everybody up front on the softs, and it looks like Barkskull coming into the pits now. The softs could start dying off a little bit by now. They'll still be good for another couple laps or so, but in a few laps is when you're going to see all those soft guys come into the pits.
Yeah, most of the drivers have made it farther than I did before bending it into the wall out of turn 12. So I think I made it 4 or 5 laps, or to lap 5. So most of the drivers have made it to lap 6. Scavney leading the way, though. He's been one of the fastest drivers so far throughout this tier and throughout this race. So I look at 1.5 seconds back. He's not going to have DRS anytime soon unless Scavney makes a mistake. Followed by Zag, followed by RC, 2.2 seconds back after being stuck behind Barkskull with that front wing damage. Monkey Mafia, 3.4 back. And Lit Romney is starting to drop a lot of time to the drivers in front of him. He is 8 seconds back, but getting onto the board with the battle for P number 9. Mr. Bavan, after having his spin, came out less than a second behind his Red Bull teammate. They're starting to catch traffic, or well, not traffic, but Hightower on 5-lap old hard tires. He's started on that harder compound. But Hightower, Sam M, Mr. Baban, Bobby, Barkskull are all in a train on varying tire compounds. Sam M and Bobby both on hards. Sam M has 1 lap older tires, and then they're both in the train with Bobby and who's that? Is that? I could have sworn I just saw someone off the castle, but my eyes are very
big crash. Oh, Sam and Hightower. Wow, that was massive. Hightower got up in the air. That was incredible.
I barely saw that one. I looked back off of one of the Red Bulls and I saw him just spinning around. But yeah, you can see that he's in the wall there with the wheel off. So apologies for missing that one. So yeah, Hightower's out of the race on the hard tires. Everyone except for RC has decided, or from the front runners, has decided to come into the pit lane. Scavenging onto the mediums, interestingly enough. Lit Romney has stayed up as well in the mediums. That's a good decision for him, because he's going to be trying to go to that period where the soft tires can make it to the end of the race. So Loco Zag both pitting for hard tires, so they're going to be most definitely making it to the end, but those hard tires are going to be absolutely dreadful, is one way to put it. But yeah, so Sam M, does Sam have damage? No, Sam does not have damage.
I don't know how either, because it looked like he squeezed Hightower into the wall there. I believe that was in turn 14. I don't know how he didn't get wing damage. But yeah, it looks like VSC has ended.
Yeah, so RC will be leading the way by 13 point, well, it was 13.1 seconds, but it's now already down to 12.8. So you can see those medium tires are working very, very well. We do have a yellow flag through turns 5 and 6, but it's a little bit of a ghost yellow flag, just getting up to the front of the field. So Loco, after pitting onto those hard tires under the VSC, is going to be very, very close to the back of Lit Romney and has saved up a lot of ERS after being down at around 20%. He's back up to around 70, where that'll be the mark that he'll be at just before going on to that long back straight. Mr. Babon really showing this pace that he has. He does have pressure and a softer tire compound. Ooh, Sam's in the wall. Sam has just hit the wall. They're out of turn 15 and has lost his end plate for the second time in this race. He's trying to take the bunny hop, but he's losing time and he's losing end plates in the process. So he's going to be dropping down the field, possibly making a pit stop and going on, I think he'd be onto a set of mediums to the end of the race, because he will not have another set of hard compound tires. Scavney, who pit a lap ago, is not going to be followed by his McLaren teammate. Well, he's going to be followed into the pit lane, but not onto the same compound of tires. So RC will be going onto the hard tires. I think he's just been beat out by Monkey Mafia and Terminal Data, so he'll have to get past those two drivers. He wants to get back to where he was before. So Loco is coming to the pit lane for a new front wing and for a set of medium tires, as Niebuhr has just spun once again through turn 12. So it's not going to be great for him. But after the pit stop phase, Scavney is the one who leads this race.
Yeah, and keep an eye on Lit Romney too. He's still out there on those mediums. Same with Terminal Deity on those hard tires. If a safety car comes out in the next few laps or so, they could be in a really good position here, because they would still be at the front, and obviously they've still got a long way to go until they need to pit.
Oh yeah, most definitely. They could put, I think, anywhere till around lap 18 for Lit Romney, and 20, I think, for Terminal Data. He's actually just lost his end plate through the top of the castle section, so he's going to be dropping positions now. It's going to be passed by Monkey Mafia. RC, who just pit under those fresh hard tires, will no doubt be past him soon, possibly into turn 15, looking to the inside. I think he's going to have that one done before the braking zone. Lucky enough for him, as I think Rocco has just possibly gone onto the runoff area. I think he just lost his front wing, or an end plate. Well, it definitely did just there, because he just hit the wall. He's going to be followed by Purple Squirrel just in behind him, but he's gonna have to back off quite a lot not to run into the back of the Racing Point driver. So yeah, a few drivers, actually a lot of drivers, getting front wing damage, but it's only end plate, so it's not enough to bring out any real safety cars, but only enough for VSCs, as Bark School has just passed Terminal Deity on the track, dropping many positions with that front wing damage. Is going to be into the pit lane. Bark School sets fastest lap of the race, getting that DRS assistance, 44 flat for the Renault driver, and he's going to beat out, who is that just coming out of the pits? Oh, that's Niebuhr, I think is a lap down now after two spins. Safety car. Rocco is retired out of turn 19 on track, so now a lot of drivers. Purple Squirrel is the only driver who come into the pit lane under the safety car, so he could pick up possibly a lot of positions here. But you know who this is great for? It's great for Lit Romney. He can pit onto the hard tires and go to the end of the race. Monkey, it's going to be even better though. Never mind. Where did he go? who started on the hards? There was someone who started on the hards. I can't exactly remember his name. Someone started on the hards, and he must have pit.
I believe Terminal Deity. I believe he just came into the pits to put on mediums.
Yeah, so he's going to be into... Okay, so he's just put on the mediums.
Mm-hmm.
So the only one who's really going to gain from this is Lit Romney, unless Scavney decides to pit because he knows Lit Romney will be pitting on the hards. If Scavney wants to go on to another set of mediums, if he did pick that balanced tire strategy just before the qualifying session, he could possibly pit onto another set of medium tires. And it does look like he will be pitting again. His pit window icon on the bottom right of the screen is open, and he's drifting towards the pit entry. At least he was for a little bit. No, he's going to be staying out. Lit Romney will definitely be into the pit line. That's a good decision from him. But understandably enough, Zyg, Monkey Mafia, RC, Bark School, Mr. Babon, Bob, well, all these drivers are going to be staying out because they have already pit. Sam M, obviously, with his wing damage, he's going to be coming in, fitting the medium tires, getting that new front wing. So Romney, GP Con, Sam M looks like some of the only drivers to come into the pit lane. They're going to be followed by Soy Loco as well. In the Mercedes Terminal Deity deciding not to pit, but Purple Squirrel and Niebuhr and Nona Sam not close enough to the pit lane to tell for them.
I noticed Lit Romney waited there in the pits following the changing of his tires. I don't know if he had a 5-second penalty, but like it looked like he did because he sat there for a good amount of time, and he's going to come out P9, but still, nonetheless, a great job by Lit Romney putting on the mediums, and he definitely won big. Gained a lot of spots as a result of this, and he does have the freshest tires out of everybody in the top 10.
Yeah, he is in P9, so he will have to make his way through the field on those hard compound tires, but those mediums could possibly die out, but you have experience Lando being in P1 on old mediums, and all the drivers behind him being on fresh softs, and he was able to keep that lead.
Mm-hmm.
So the soft tires died off a little bit, and those Lando on the mediums was able to just pull away because they're, well, in my experience, they're very, very consistent and probably the best race tire out of the three compounds, because the hards are just, well, terrible and they're slow, and then the mediums are good and they're really consistent. You can take them almost 18 laps, I think, just around there. And then the softs are just, well, they're fast, but they're also bad once you do a lap and a half on them. So yeah, Scabney's going to be leading the way once we get onto the safety car restart, once Purple Squirrel catches up to the back of the field.
Now you know who's in a good position, and I don't want to jinx anything, and I know the hype behind this man, but RC7 looking pretty good right now. He is on 1 lap old hard tires, and if you take a look at the guys ahead of him, like Monkey Mafia and Scavney, they're both on 2-lap medium tires, so like you said, the mediums are very good, but I'm looking for the end of the race on whether or not those hard tires will be better, because if they are, then guys like RC and Zai could be in a really good position to get a podium.
Fuse, okay, just looking towards ZOR General Chat, Fuzz did say that he would retire for a day if RC gets a podium. So we have to take that into consideration. Puff saying that he edited it and then putting in a very obviously non-edited version saying forever.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, so that's going to be interestingly enough. Just pulling up the YouTube stream. So Fuzz has said if he gets on the podium, he'll retire for the day. If RC gets a win, he'll retire for an entire week. Jin suggesting a month. Baggy Bones suggesting for a season.
And I think that's a little much. The 1 week thing, I can get behind that, because that means he will have to miss a race.
No, he's only retiring as an admin though. So.
Oh, just as an admin? Oh, well, that's no fun. He has to just retire just from everything. He can't race, he can't be an admin, he can't he's got to go all out.
If he's just blacklisted retire for a week. I think
yes,
that's what we want.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So yes, he has to leave the Discord. He has to cut all connections with everybody in the league just for a week. Only for a week.
That might be too far. Maybe he just has to be off the grid. Oh, we have a collision. Known
Between
asylum.
the two Williams. That's not helping
teammates.
anyone, boys. Oh,
yeah,
come on,
typical
boys.
Williams teammates. Just
those Williams teammates. Yeah, not great. Hightower has just joined back into the session after his contact with Sam, I do believe.
No, he left. He decided. Oh no, he's back. All right, he's. I think that's a glitch. Maybe he just isn't making up his mind. But
maybe
safety car is coming in this lap, though.
Yeah, maybe he's doing a little bit of engineering for his teammates to look down in 13th position. But RC Fuselum has considered possibly if RC does win this race. So Scavney, you know what you need to do. Zag Monkey Mafia as well. But Scavney will be leading us on the safety car restart. McLaren first and fourth. They can put a little bit of a pinch on and possibly get that tire strategy advantage. Scavney still weaving, going down towards the pit straight and onto lap number 12. We'll have 14 or 15 laps when we go green once again, but Scavney has punched the throttle and opened up the overtake. Sam having a really good restart. He's already passed a few drivers, but he cannot pass drivers until the start-finish line, so that good start is not going to be helping him. He's dropped positions now because he had to back off. That's an Alfa Romeo, 3 wide into turn 1. Alfa Romeo on the inside, Red Bull in the middle, and a Mercedes on the outside. Let Romney just try it on the outside of turn 1. Just barely saw that on your screen there. You can see he's blocking the pit exit, so possibly a safety car there. The Alfa Romeo, DJ Panda almost going into the wall on the exit of turn 2. We saw a Mercedes, a J. Cole do that Tier 1 on Monday night. Oh, Mr. Babon getting very, very close. The two Williams have hit each other, even though they were ghosted somehow. I'm not exactly sure how, but yeah. Mr. Babon and Bobby Tava out of turn 4, trying to go side by side. The Red Bull driver going to be trying to make his move around the outside of the Renault for turn 5. Has a little bit of a slide, though. He's going to be on the inside for turn 6, but he's going to actually have the better exit because of those medium tires. He's going to be able to pull clear of the Renault driver of Bobby Tava in P7 for the time being, but the top 3 have stayed the same. Barsko getting past RC, and RC is actually starting to drop a few positions.
Such a shame for Lit Romney. We were saying before how his strategy worked out, and now he's out of the race. And I believe, who was that? That was Mr. Babon that got damaged. Is that right?
Maybe.
Yeah. So he's got damaged. So crazy action after the safety car.
Yeah, but Mr. Babon, even with that possible damage, still right on the back of RC. RC is actually really, really struggling. He does have both end plates, it does look like on stream, so he's really struggling for pace here in P5. He did drop one position on that safety car restart, but possibly not getting the tires fired up to their best working temperature. But right now, Terminal Deity on the back of Wolfsburg, just in behind DJ Panda and Soy Loco going side by side, just behind those drivers as well. GP Colin in this 2x2 sandwich, you could say. Just going on board, Terminal Deity not going to be close enough, but Soy Loco and DJ Panda to turn 1. Let's see what they can do. Soy Loco going a little bit deep, almost into the wall there, and almost comes back onto the track, and we almost had two Alfa Romeos into the pit wall on the exit of turn 1 in 2 laps, but he will be staying in that, or he will be past Soy Loco, as Bobby Tava's made a mistake as well out of turn 2, so he's going to be dropping many positions just in behind Soy Loco, just into turn 12. But DJ Panda trying to make 2 moves in 3 corners on the inside of turn 3 of GP Colin. I don't think he's been able to get it, get that move done, but now Terminal Deity is starting to drop down positions. GP Colin and Deity are going to be side by side into turn 5, so Loco possibly looking for a move on DJ Panda's try as the Alfa Romeo tries to find his way through, but the Racing Point goes wide off of turn 6, and he pushes GP Colin almost into the wall, but now DJ Panda is going to be the one profiting for this. He's going to be up into P8 and up 3 positions on this lap alone.
Man, we have a huge train from like 7th to 12th as Niebuhr is out of the race. He is retired in the pits. Yeah, very close racing here. I did notice Purple Squirrel got a 5-second penalty for crossing the white line on pit exit. You don't see that often, but yeah, this is absolutely nuts, and we're only halfway through the race.
Yeah, DJ Penn has had an absolutely storming on the safety car restart. He's in P8 right now, trying to get onto the back of Wolfsburg Tuner and get into that P7. That would be, for the time being, scoring him 6 points, 6 championships points for Alfa Romeo, and more importantly for him in the driver's standings. Uses all of his overtake, as you can see on the bottom right hand of the screen, as DRS is enabled. So he's not going to have DRS to make this move, but he's going to be flying past anyways in that Alfa Romeo. He has a 9-lap fresher tires. Wolfsburg looking to the inside, though. He's trying to keep it on the inside, but I think DJ Panda is just going to have the more grip for the outside of turn 1. He's going to be able to get that move done. And Terminal Deity just on the back of these two as well. So the Racing Point, who does have 30% ERS, will now have DRS to try and make a move. So local GP all in behind, trying to make moves, trying to follow DJ Panda through, but now Wolfsburg with the DRS. He's not using much of his overtake, but DJ Panda going a little bit deep into turn 3. Wolfsburg not going to be able to get the switchback move, though. He wasn't quite close enough. But right now, looking towards the front of the field, Scavney has pulled away at the front, but it's Barkle right now who's in P2, and he's showing great pace. He's just at purple first sector.
So you notice something, Zyg has fallen down the order. He has wing damage to his right front end plate, and he's being stalked right now by RC and Mr. Baban. So I don't know where that happened, but Zyg not in a good position at all right now.
Yeah, I think that was DJ Panda who just picked up wing damage. I think he picked up quite a lot through the castle section, so another driver caught out by that quick succession of corners. But now Terminal Deity looking to the inside of Wolfsburg through these quick lefts. Oh, he's just hit the wall as well. He's picked up wing damage. So two drivers in just following each other into the wall, but they're going side by side through turn 15. Wolfsburg almost into the wall again over the bunny hop. He most definitely would have picked up a warning, but he's going to be dropping positions, and he's going to be dropping an end plate a few corners ago, but he's going to be dropping down the position. He's only lost 2 positions for the time being, but DJ Panda is possibly going to have to come into the pits. It looks like he has pretty massive front wing damage. He's lost most of the elements on that, I believe, is the right side of his Alfa Romeo, so that's not going to be great for him. Is he going to be into the pit lane? He should. Zyg is just pulled in the pit lane, but the Alfa Romeo of DJ Panda is not going to be coming in. But right now, switching positions. So Loco and Terminal Deity down towards turn 1. Let's see what the Mercedes driver can do. He's going to be on the inside. I think he's just going to just be able to get that one done, but Terminal Deity with an excellent switchback move executed, not going to be able to get that move done. But I did just notice that Soy Loco has front left end plate damage. It seems that most drivers have front left end plate damage, but Soy Loco, DJ Panda, Wolfsburg, Zyg, all drivers being caught up by this one, as well as Sam M, who's right now P10. He's leading the Drivers' Championship, but right now P10 only scoring 1 point compared to Scavney's 25.
Yeah, I'm amazed at the mistakes so far this race. Guys like Sam, Zyg, who finished well the first 2 weeks, having trouble. Barkschool, look at Barkschool closing in on Scavney here. Scavney looked as if he was the quickest early on in the race, but Barkschool really cutting that gap pretty quickly.
Yeah, most definitely. He's pulling well clear of Monkey Mafia. He's on the same tire compound as Barkschool. Also has 1 lap older tires than Scavney and Monkey Mafia behind and in front of him, respectively. So the Renault driver doing very, very well for the time being. RC, 2 seconds off the back of Monkey Mafia, is 4 seconds off the back of the leading pair. Mr. Batman following RC 5/10s back after Zyg pulled into the pit lane. DJ Panda with that end plate, or with that front wing damage, is 4 seconds behind Mr. Baban, but Soy Loco with his own end plate damage is 1.1 seconds back. Unless he uses enough overtake, he could possibly be within DRS range. I think he is. He is burning a lot of ERS down towards turn 19 in the DRS activation point through turn 20, but Terminal Deity possibly looking for a move, as well as GP Colin 0.2 of a second back. He's going to be really closing up to the back of the Racing Point. He's going to be going to the outside, using all the overtake that he can muster down to 17%. While using that 1.5 seconds, he improves on his personal best. Purple final sector for the Ferrari driver. It is understandable, but he's going to be up in the P8 and pressurizing the two drivers in front of him. He doesn't have end plate damage, so he's best off in this situation for the time being as well. He has fresher tires than Soy Loco and almost equal tires with DJ Panda. So this is a really good position actually for GP Colin, and Soy Loco closes onto the back of the Alfa Romeo just in front of him.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you look at guys like RC and Mr. Baban right now, they are closing in a little bit on Monkey Mafia in 3rd place right now. And keep in mind, too, remember, RC is on the hard tires, so he could be a big factor at the end of this race. But, man, Barkschool is really just stalking the rear wing of Scavney right now, and it does look like he has more ERS. So, Barkschool, I don't know how many wins he has in Tier 2, but this could possibly be one of his first wins if he's able to get by Scavney here.
Yeah, most definitely, but then he'll also have to keep up the pace for the rest of the 10 laps once we get to the end of this one. Just looking from the results from last season, he had 2 second places and a 3rd. The 2 second places coming in Bahrain in USA, and the 1 3rd place following his 2nd place in Bahrain at Vietnam. So 3 podiums for the Renault driver, possibly picking up his third between the two pace-based seasons between the tiers. But Terminal Deity's actually gotten past GP Colin. Does GP Colin have damage? Did he possibly make a mistake and pick up end plate damage? It doesn't look like it. No, I don't think he, but he's just dropped a position to Terminal Deity. Not exactly sure how, but GP is going to have that DRS now. Terminal Deity got past, but now GP is going to be in front of him once again down towards turn 1, so maybe making the move a little bit too early. Sam M, the third front wing he's been on for this race. He's going to be closing onto the back of these two as well, but Zyke P11 right now, 12.1 seconds off of championship points, so it doesn't look like he's going to be scoring any as he sets to 42.9. Great lap from him there, but the three championship contenders, Sam, Zyg, scoring 1 point between the two, and Scavney out in P1, looking like a very, very good race for Scavney, and possibly taking the champ. Well, most definitely, if the results stay like this, taking a championship lead.
You know, the thing with Sam right now is that he's got to be very patient because he is coming upon a lot of cars right now. There's actually 4 cars within his sights, and he is right behind Terminal Deity. It's very easy to get impatient knowing that the laps are winding down, but he just got to stay consistent, not get penalties, and just keep his wing fresh, and he should be able to make up a few more spots before the race is over.
Yeah, he has been struggling just a little bit with keeping it on the track in between the two white lines. Well, the two Red Bull drivers, Mr. Brabant, I think, has only had a spin and picked up a little bit of wing damage, possibly. But right now he's in P5. Sam M just on the brink of points. A lot of drivers taking just the very edge of that bunny hop curb. You can go a little more, way more aggressive with it, but it gives you a big risk of putting it into the wall. But right now, the battle for the lead, Barkskull versus Scavney. Scavney's down to 20% ERS. Barkskull is on 40. He's going to be breaking into turn 1, but Scavney's still on the outside. Squeeze Barkskull towards the apex of the corner, and the McLaren will be staying in front for the time being. RC getting very, very close to the back of Monkey Mafia, who's struggling on those medium tires. He's derating as well. So local past DJ Panda for P6 and for the front of that train. So a lot of battles going on right now. The battle for the lead, the battle for third place in the final podium position, but RC is going to be up in the podium position, so Fuzz possibly leaving the Discord for a full day, for a full 24 hours, but RC is going to be up into that third position. RC, that's the only thing he's going to be worried about right now, keeping that third place and possibly going on to chase the two leaders and on for either a higher spot or for a race win for the McLaren driver. I think he only picked up 1 last season at Racing Point, so another win on the cards here for RC on those hard tires. DJ Panda Loco making a little bit of contact. The Alfa Romeo just into the back of the Mercedes. He's really struggling through 5 and 6, as you can tell by the way that all these drivers are closing up. Terminal Deity right on the back of Sam M is actually the Red Bull driver, has made that move, and he stayed at a relatively good amount of ERS, 78% just going into the castle sections, taking cautiously, but that is understandable just as he has picked up wing damage twice in the last 18 laps.
Yeah, it is crazy how close 6th through 10th is right now. Very close, all within DRS range of each other, and that's a big difference in points from 6th to 10th. I mean, you're talking from 8 points to 1 point. I mean, that's huge. So I'm sure we'll see some aggression here because the laps are winding down and everybody's within DRS range of each other.
Yeah, Barkskull possibly looking for a move on Scavney. Scavney is derating, but the Renault driver is not going to be close enough. GP Colin and DJ Panda. DJ Panda's made a little bit of a mistake with that wing damage. He's been absolutely flown by GP Colin. Monkey Mafia staying in front of Mr. Brabant with the DRS from RC, so that's really saving him for the time being. DJ Panda has decided to finally come into the pit lane, so that's an extra position, an extra easy position for Sam M there. Well, that will help him towards the end of this Grand Prix. Zyke sets another fastest lap of the race, 42.8 for the Ferrari driver, and it was a low 42.8 as well as he goes purple and will be most definitely will be taking that fastest lap for the time being, and he is also into the World Championship points. So good recovery from him so far. Barkskull and Scavney still the two leaders out in the front of this race. Barkskull doesn't even have to pass him. He can just wait till the final lap. He just has to push Scavney and make him use his ERS, and he can most definitely win this race. RC 7.7 seconds back. I don't think he's closing enough on the two leaders, but the two leaders are going to be a little bit close on tire wear towards the end of this one. Purple Squirrel is retired in the pit lane, so unfortunate to see him retiring from this one and not continuing on. Sam just cut turn, what corner is that? Turn 7 there, a little bit. On Monday night, I picked up all 3 of my warnings there. So not the greatest place to be picking up penalties. No drivers right now in the field have penalties for the time being. So yeah, if you pick up a penalty here, especially in the trains that Sam M is in, that'll be absolutely terrible for your race in the next 7-8 laps.
You know, I said something before the race about penalties. It's amazing how nobody has any, as Barkschool is making his move here, and he's got the lead.
Yeah, as Purple Squirrel leaves the session, and Barkschool will be taking the race lead on to lap number 20. Scavney possibly trying to fight this back. But you know what the McLaren driver can do? Because Barkschool has made that move, Barkschool can just try and drive away. He's not going to use any overtake on the exit there, but Scavney's going to be using all of his reserve. He's down to 3%, 2% using the DRS, trying to make a move onto the inside for turn 3, but he's going to back out of that one. I think that's smart for him. What Scavney has to do is save that ERS and fight, survive to fight for another lap towards the end of this one. There are still 6 laps to go here in Azerbaijan. RC 7.8 seconds back. That gap is starting to stabilize just a little bit. Monkey Mafia, Mr. Baban still following him through. Soiloko 8.1 back, but he's followed by Sam, JP Collin, Terminal Deity. Actually, Terminal Deity's closed in a lot of time. He's only 4 seconds back now.
Yeah, absolutely. And going back to Sam, remember he was in 10th just a few laps before, and he's methodically worked his way through those cars. He could possibly get Soy Loco here. So after all the trouble he's had, if he finishes 6th, I would be happy if I were him.
Yeah, most definitely. Twice getting wing damage is not the greatest showing for Sam M. He is leading the championship for the time being, but I think he will be dropped from that position. It's actually Scavney who's really struggling. Barkschool just seems to have the pace here at Azerbaijan. Scavney is, well, in 2nd place, and he's just barely within DRS range. He's half a tenth within that DRS range, so he's going to be staying there, but he did use all of his overtake that he could muster to stay within that 1 second gap. So RC really struggling here, or not RC, Scavney, sorry, is really struggling here. RC just a little bit further back, but it also goes the same for Monkey Mafia, who's actually going to be coming into the pit lane. Ooh, he hit the wall there on pit entry, though. So I think Monkey Mafia is going to be going for the soft tires at the end of the race. But this is another thing that has happened, in the EU tier for Hungary. JXW pit with, what was it? I think 6 laps. But Sam M goes to the inside of Soy Loco, but I think he's just backed out of that one. Soy Loco still has that wing damage, so he's going to be struggling for this. But in the EU tier on Sunday night, only a few days ago, JXW pit too late on the soft tires and wasn't able to use all of their grip and try and get that advantage. He wasn't able to make his way through the field. He pit from lap 4. I think he ended up finishing that race in around P7. Oh, Sam M just hit into the back of Soy Loco. Sam M has got wing damage. He's dropped the position GP Collin. Now Soy Loco, who leads this train now. GP Collin is the highest driver in this train without wing damage.
Yeah, that's a shame for Sam. I mean, like I said, he was really working his way through the grid, possible P5, and it's going to be hard to get that now. But looking at Barkschool here, I know that Lando on Monday was a first-time Tier 1 winner. He won the EU race on Sunday, so was that his first EU win?
For Lando, it was, yes.
So technically, we could have a first-time winner in all the races this week. Obviously, we still have Sunday with EU Azerbaijan, but technically 3 first-time winners in their respective tiers so far this week.
Yeah, well, in their tiers, because Lando, well, that's would have been his second time scoring points and his second win. He took the win in Hungary for EU, took the win in Azerbaijan for Tier 1 just a day later. Scavney still trying to stick with Barkschool, but it's almost futile at this point. And you can see that Barkschool just has the pace right now. I think once he gets out of that DRS range and keep at a solid pace, just not pick up wing damage, he can be easily on to this race win. RC 9 seconds back, but he's broken DRS to Mr. Baban, which is absolutely crucial for him. So RC looking to snag a podium here. So Loco, after getting tagged by Sam M, is actually pulled away from GP Collin. That gap is 1.1 seconds. The Ferrari driver does not have DRS. Sam M just barely within DRS range with not enough ERS to make a move. But also, just to mention, Zag right now in 8th place. He's picking up 4 championship points. This would be crucial for once we get down to the nitty gritty at the end of the season. This could be absolutely crucial making this comeback.
Oh, absolutely, because I think you have probably... Oh, looks like we have a yellow.
I think that's DJ Panda.
You have several drivers looking like that could legitimately compete for this championship this season, and we have a ton of fast drivers in this tier, so yeah, every point matters, and guys like Sam and Zag, who really did not have great days at all here, still getting championship points, and I think that should be the goal for every driver this season, is to finish races and just score points every race.
Yeah, obviously we're going to be scoring as many points as possible. Zag, almost into turn 15, possibly looking for a move, but he wasn't able to get that one through the quick succession of left-hand corners. GP Colin right now in P6 made a little bit of a mistake there out of turn 7 down towards the castle section. Slowed down Sam, and Zag was able to catch up. But Sam is out of DRS range now, so those are going to be easy pickings for Zag. Sam, I think right now 35% ERS. Zag has almost 10% more. The Ferrari driver does. Both of them using the overtake, trying to get the move done, but I think Zag just has a better exit. Sam has that wing damage, so he's really going to be struggling with this one. Zag using going all the way down to 15% to get the move done on the Red Bull drivers. Bobby Tava's passed as well. I didn't even see that he was that close enough to make a move. Sets purple final sector. Does the Renault driver, following the driver who has the fastest lap right now, but they're going to be P7 and P8 for the time being.
Yeah, great job with Bobby. I didn't see him either. He came out of nowhere there and made the move. So Sam dropping back positions, but he's still getting points as of now, which obviously, like we said, is crucial. He's got to watch out, though. He's on old mediums, and the guys behind him are both on fresh softs.
Yeah, right now we did see Zag close in. I think it was 12 seconds to Sam once he pit onto those medium tires. But 2 fastest laps did indeed help his cause. I think Terminal Data just snagged that away from the Ferrari driver, but he's on the soft tires outside of the top 10, so he will not be getting that one extra point. Right now, Barkskull still out in the lead of this race in 1.1 seconds, so that gap is starting do a little bit of an accordion effect. It was 1.3 just a few laps ago, and now 1 second. So Scouting possibly finding a little bit of pace here in that clean air. RC slowly dropping back as well as DJ Panda just sets fastest lap of the race. Mr. Babana spun through turn 15, and he has lost his end plate, so that's P4 absolutely gone for him. He's still trying to turn around as all these drivers will be passing the site of his incident. GP calling it. Is that another driver who's possibly spun? No, I don't think so. Mr. Babana just getting out of the way.
You know, I'm not sure.
Oh, he's a puncture.
Yeah, I think that's why he spun out. It looks like his right rear, and he is in the wall again. Those mediums, 16 laps. Barkskull, 17 laps on his mediums. Scavney, 16 laps, so that might be something to keep an eye on as he is crashing. Almost got into Terminal Data there. But yeah, keep an eye on that, though, with the medium tires.
The battle for P5, Zag and Bobby, a little bit of contact. Both of them have flown past GP Con on the way down towards turn 1, but Bobby has gained 2 positions. Zag only, hasn't gained any at all, as GP Con has dropped down 2 positions to his teammate and to the Renault of Bobby, but Bobby doesn't have DRS. He's going to be challenged down towards turn 3. Zag going to go for the move. He tried to send it into turn 1, but he's not going to be close enough to make the move. Mr. Bapan, understandably, retires in the pit lane after picking up that puncture. So, as I said, under the safety car restart, those medium tires could possibly start to die off. As you can see, Barkskull, I'm not sure he's picked up wing damage. He's just made a mistake, it looks like. But Scavney is within half a second of the Renault driver. So the battle for the lead has been absolutely renewed. RC10 still dropping time to those drivers, 10.5 seconds to his teammate and Barkskull on the lead of the race. Soika Loco, 14 seconds, still leading this train with that wing damage. So it's going to be interesting to see how's the battle with Bobby Zag and GP Colin, all drivers following him. How's that battle going to go down towards the end of this race as GP Colin goes a little bit wide there at turn 12.
Man, Barkskull got a very, very great exit out of turn 16, able to get a little bit of a gap from Scavney. Scavney does have DRS, but he has very little overtake, as well as Barkskull. So coming to 2 laps to go, very similar ERS and very similar tire wear. So this could be a great scrap between these 2 drivers right here.
Yeah, right now coming through turns 18 and through turn 19. Bobby really closing onto the back of Soyloco. Soyloco using all the overtake that he can use. Bobby doing the absolute same, opening up the DRS. He's going to be moving to the inside of the Mercedes driver down towards turn 1. Zag barely has DRS. He's not going to be close enough to make a move. So Bobby up into P4. The 2 Renaults and the McLarens looking very, very strong for great results in this one. He has to close in 13.6 seconds if he wants to get a podium. I don't think that's going to be possible for the Renault driver right now on P4, but Barkskull, who's finished 4th so far, twice in this season, possibly looking on for a win. Scavnew's finished twice so far in this season. He's not losing out on a race win to Sam or Zag. He's going to be losing out to Barkskull, who's had both of them really, really solid and consistent seasons. RC picking up podium for the time being. Bobby picking up a 4th place. He's starting to pull away from Soiloka with that wing damage on those 15-lap-old hard tires. So Bobby, I think, is going to be starting to slowly secure that podium, or that 4th place finish. So Renault, first 3 races this season, finishing in 4th. So Loco going a little bit deep there into turn 7. Zag and GP Collins starting to close in just a little bit. Zag more so than GP. But yeah, the battle for 5th now is going to start to heat up, and possibly the battle for the lead once we get on to the final lap as they're coming just now through turn 20.
Yeah, it looks like Barkskull has a little bit more ERS right now. Scavney, though, in DRS range. If things are to finish the way that they are, this will be the top 2 in points. Scavney will be leading the points, so as much as the win is on the line, I think they both have to realize what the scenario is, big picture-wise.
Yeah, most definitely. Zag and Sam, 2 championship contenders. It looked like early on in this season so far, are only 6th and 8th, so they're going to be scoring 8 and 4 points respectively for those 2 drivers. So they're going to be dropping down 2 positions. I think both of them will be dropping down 2 positions for the time being. Actually, I think Zag will be overtaking Sam M in the standings as he's overtaking Soiloka around the outside of turn 1. Soiloka all over the curb, but Zag has gotten that position. That front wing damage really hindering the Mercedes drivers, so Zag will be up into P5, picking up an extra 2 points with that overtake. Sam M not able to capitalize, not close enough to make another move to get himself up higher in the World Championship points. But GP Colin, who's looking possibly for a 6th place finish here, so Ferrari could finish 5th and 6th here if he's able to get a move on, able to get past the Mercedes of Soiloka on the final lap of the battle for the lead. Let's see what Scavney can muster in terms of ERS, in terms of pace. Oh, he's into the wall at turn number 12.
Oh.
So he's able to keep it on track the entire race until the final one, which is when it mattered. He's going to be losing a lot of time, but I don't think his teammate's going to be close enough to make that move. So Barkskull has absolutely solidified a race win here, but he's going to be followed by Scavney. He's going to be followed by RC. So Barkskull, just now, coming through turns 18, coming through turn 19, you can see he's just backing off. He doesn't want to pick up a penalty. Soiloka and GP Con are going side by side. I think Soiloka just made a mistake because he is ghosted, and he has picked up the 3-second time penalty. He's understeering. He has front wing damage. It does look like... Actually, no. Maybe he has a... No, he doesn't have a puncture, I don't think. But Barkskull is going to be crossing the line, weaving towards the line, and finishes in 1st place. So Scavney making a mistake late on, possibly on for a late race charge, but after that wing damage, after that mistake, he wasn't close enough to make that. But it's going to be a double McLaren podium. Scavney, RC, the top 3. So Fuzz, you have to look out for that one. Just going a little bit further down the field. Soiloka's out. Soiloka's out of the race. He's retired from 7th place on track. So that's going to be, that means Sam M, Monkey Mafia, Terminal Data are going to be moving up 1 position, but Sam could possibly dropping another position. Monkey Mafia looking the inside. I don't think it's going to be close enough. Sam finishes in 7th, followed by Monkey Mafia and Terminal Data. He's super close to the finish line there. Soiloko is retired with literally 1 corner left to go, and he's going to be dropping out of the points because of that. Struggled all race with struggled all stint with wing damage there, but Barkskull, Scavney, RC, all picking up the podiums. Bobby, Zag, I think that was GP Collins, Sam M, Monkey Mafia, Terminal Data, and Wolfsburg will be the rest of the points, all from memory there. But yeah, GP Collins picks up driver of the day given by the game. So yeah, Barkskull won the race after Scavney looked to be almost unbeatable for that one.
Yeah, fantastic win for Barkskull. Great job for him. We'll have to ask him if that's his first win. I believe it is, though, because like you said, he didn't get anything last season in the win category. But yeah, congrats to him.
Yeah, most definitely, but now just running through the rest of the standings. Barkskull from 6th on the grid will be taking the win. Scavney dropping down 1 position from his grid slot. And then RC, who came from 8th onto the podium, so a possible driver of the day there, followed as well as Barkskull for the Twitter graphic. I have to remember that one. But yeah, Bobby Tava from 7th will be picking up 4th place. Zag starting where he finished in P5, so decent points all for him, but he will be losing in that second place in the championship. GB Colin from 10th on the grid will finish 6th. Sam M, who's had a really, really disappointing race this time out in Azerbaijan, from 2nd on the grid down to 7th. That's not what he would have wanted. Monkey Mafia P12 to P8. Terminal Deity P11 to P9. Wolfsburg from 13th to the final points position. But Soy Loco, DJ Panda, the last two finishers in the... Well, Soy Loco didn't finish the race, but... You know what I mean? So Loco, DJ Panda, and Mr. Baban, the last two finished the race. Purple Squirrel, Lit Romney, Known Asylum, Niebuhr, Rocco Hightower are the drivers who did not finish. And DJ Panda picked up fastest lap on a 42.1.
Crazy race. I'm looking back, we had 9 retirements. That is absolutely nuts. And we only had 1 safety car, too. So definitely an eventful race. Guys like Sam and Zai still salvaging pretty decent finishes. Zai takes a 5th place. I think he would definitely take that considering the wing damage he got, as well as Sam finishing 7th. RC and Scavney, I mean, McLaren probably will be leading constructors right now. So, yeah, lots of great stuff to take away from this race.
Yeah, I'm just going to quick fill in my ZOR Season 5 graphics Google Sheet. It has all the points on it for the overall point standings because that's a headache to try and work out. So Barstool plus 25. So he's going to be on 49 points. Scavney is going to be gaining 18. So that's 3 in a row. So 36 plus 18 is 54, I want to say. I think that's correct.
Who, Scavney?
Yeah, or... 3 18s. That's 54, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, RC picked up 15, so he's going to be on 24. 4th place was Bobby, so he's going to be picking up 12. That will put him on a total of 22. 5th place. Wait, actually, hold on. Can you get the drivers in for the interview, please?
Yeah, sure. Let's.
Yeah. I'm going to actually plug in my wheel. And what we did before Russia for Tier 2, we're going to do that for Austria because I'm actually, an Austrian merchant, so we're going to show that off. Because, yeah. 5th place was Zyg, so he's going to be picking up 10 points. 50 for him. GP Colin picked up 6, so he's going to be getting 8, so he will be on 24. P7 was Sam, I believe. So he's going to be getting 6. He's going to be on 47. Let's just go over to the Tier 2 standings and make this a lot easier. Actually, no, that's not going to help me at all. Oh, okay, well, yeah, drivers are here. Well, I think 2 drivers are here. Is everyone here?
Of course I should.
Okay, yeah.
Are you set?
Yeah. So, let's start from 3rd and work our way up. So RC, final spot on the podium. I don't think you could have really contended for that race when Scouting and Barksville were absolutely in a league of their own out in P1 and P2. But solid 3rd place, and you've made Fuzz retire for a singular day.
It's pity it couldn't be more. Yeah, no, I couldn't catch them. They were on the mediums, and I was on the hards. But I've no idea how they kept their mediums in for so long. Guys, what were your tires like at the end?
65 on the backs, I think.
Yeah. Only?
I think Babon got a puncture.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, maybe 70 on the back.
I think he put his tires on the same time as you, and he got a puncture.
I think it was earlier. It might have been.
Was it?
Let me look real quick. Hold on.
But yeah, no, I couldn't get near Scavney and Barstool today. They were too quick. But I gotta take the positives. It's a good podium, and I didn't really come into this race with any expectation whatsoever. Kept it out of the wall for probably the first time ever at Baku, and yeah, a good haul of points for McLaren.
Yeah, so he did put the tires on the same time as Barksville did. They were 16 laps old when I checked. So, yeah, crazy that you're able to keep him to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, RC, nice job on a podium, man. You came in clutch and got Fuzz to retire, even if it's just for one day. Nice job, man. I saw you qualified at the back end of the top 10, and you were still able to get a podium. How were you feeling after qualifying? Did you feel like you had the pace possibly to get up into the podium?
I knew it was definitely faster than what I said in qualifying. I think it was when I was practicing earlier, I was a second faster than that. So I probably could have been in the top maybe 3 or 4. But yeah, I didn't deliver in quality, but I made up for it in the race.
Yeah, so now on to Scavney. A solid P2 for you. You finished third in all 3 races this season, but the win was definitely on. What was your mindset going through that final lap, and then obviously with that mistake?
I mean, I knew it was going to be my last chance. I didn't want to leave it till the last straight if I could, and then I was getting close to the castle section and just put my foot a little to the floor a little too quickly, but still a great result. I think that puts me in the lead, but it feels weird being disappointed, but it was a heck of a drive from Barksville. Not much else to say.
Yeah, Scavney, great job, man. So we saw the mediums there at the end obviously had a lot of tire wear, but you were still able to make them work. Were you considering taking the hards instead of the mediums there?
Oh, absolutely not. The only way I was going to take the hards is if it was a lap 1 safety car. I knew the mediums would last me the whole way, and as soon as I saw high tires out, I told Jeff I was coming in just in case. So I was going medium the whole way.
Yeah, so now on to Bark School. I believe it's your first win between Season 4 and Season 5, so what are the emotions after, winning a race at Azerbaijan and keeping out of the wall?
I'm feeling great. I didn't expect to be sitting here. I feel like after about halfway through, I clipped the castle section, put a new wing on, and was sort of glad to sort of still have both tires on, and found myself behind Scavney, and we were sort of off to the races there with 7 or 8 laps left. So, man, I was just laser focused the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice job, man. Great job on the win. So, I've noticed your results so far. A fourth, and a first. And I mean, that is really solid so far to the season. Do you have any expectations for yourself for the remainder of the season? Because obviously you've had a lot of pace and you've finished really well so far this season.
I think if I can keep putting points on the board every single race, if I can keep showing up, keep staying with it, hopefully I'll have a pretty good run down towards the end there. It's going to be hard to catch Scavney if he keeps getting on the podium, but I'll try to put some points on the board through the rest of the season. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Packer, nice invalidated lap there.
Well, I just spun. Okay. Yeah, that was a little bit of a preview towards Asia for in a week's time for Tier 2, once again at 8 p.m. Eastern. On Sunday, it's the EU race for Azerbaijan, 3 p.m. Eastern there. And then on Monday, we will kick off the Austrian Grand Prix week for Zenith Online Racing with Tier 1. You can go watch Camden and myself race in that one, possibly me getting fired. Just a little bit of controversy. But yeah, yep. So 3 p.m. Eastern for EU, I should be commentating. I'm not planning on doing anything else. Someone please, I can't solo commentate again. It will hurt my mental state. But yeah.
Wait, can I do something real quick? Hold on.
No.
I gotta pull it up real quick. Hold on. Oh, come on.
I know exactly what's happening. I know exactly.
Yeah, you know what's happening. Come on, get to it. This phone is not being nice.
Okay, well, yeah, while you get that up. So yeah, great race for Tier 2, and while we wait for Cam to get that up, as I said, I was excited for that one.
It's gonna follow its way through as well. We have no safety car. I'm leaving. I'm actually.
Yeah.
So, somebody please get in the booth with Packer on Sunday. Like I was very worried for his mental health on Sunday. 5 safety cars in 15 laps, like that. That's just not good for somebody commentating solo. I can't do it on Sundays, so somebody please help him. But yes, that moment will forever be in glory.
Etched in ZOR history.
Yes.
The first lap that we had DRS was lap 17.
Yeah, it was crazy. Or was it? I think it was 19 the first with DRS, and 17 was the first racing lap, first actual full racing lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not good. But yeah, anyway, if you want to see more Codemaster game glitches or just game-breaking glitches, go tune in on Sunday. But yeah, it's been Tier 2. Great race. Congrats on the win, Barkskull. Congrats, Gavney, RC. And that's been all, folks.